Right, hi guys. It's meant to be a Wednesday video, but it's now a Thursday video. But that's, well, things, as you know, things happen anyway. I'm feeling pretty cool today. I'm feeling fresh. I'm no longer going to be wearing this all the time, the obligatory outfit that I wear on videos. That's going to go over there. Anyway, I've got I feel the weather's fantastic. I feel good. I've got my holiday shorts on, and all this talk of feeling free and holiday made me think, why not give some tips to budding travel photographers and what they perhaps should look for, well, what's helped me and what might help them. Anyway, so let's start. Excuse my hoarse voice, it's more hoarse than normal, but I've got a bit of a chest cough. So let's go forward and let's start with the tips. I think the first thing, what's most important of all, as you're paying up for the fare, the hotel, and then other things you might be paying it for, so not to waste your money, is do research. Research is the number one thing you should be doing, and number one thing I do. Basically, you can research lots of things like what other pictures have been taken, especially if there's a specific landmark you want to go take. Say, for example, Taj Mahal. There are so many photos of Taj Mahal that it's worth researching to find out what you might do that might be different and compare it to other photographers, because you don't always want to take the same old postcard picture. So researching what other photographers have taken of the area is vital if you're gonna do something different. Also, you want to research what issues photographers have had in the past. There may be an issue around taking photographs. People might be hostile towards taking photographs and people might not find that photographers are the most friendly people, or whatever it is. You might have to pay for photographs. That might be the normal custom. Well, one thing, or you might want to research customs and beliefs. You don't want to offend people, and that's an important thing. So research the area, research the weather, know about the country where you're going, know about the area, the customs, beliefs. All those things are vitally important. So make sure you research them. Right. When you get in for the tip number 2, you want to be prepared. So one thing I do is I always book a local guide, but I don't do it when I'm there. I do it when I'm at home, when I'm able to research things. Now there's lots of sites that give you feedback and reviews on guides, so you can book them from here for your local area. And because these guides are reviews and they're official guides, sorry, I do apologize. Because you're able to, they're reviewed, they're going to offer you a good service, because that's their business, and they don't want to get bad feedback. So look at your guides around here, book them when you're over here, organize a price, agree on a price, and also tailor your tour to what suits you. Myself, when I went to Marrakesh, I told the guide what I wanted and what I didn't want was to be taking tourist traps like shops, all these places that guides often take you, and you end up paying 3 or 4 times as much for an item that you would if you're in a market. So tailor your tour, research a guide, and make sure you get to do what you want to do, and of course agree a price. Number 3, explore the area. Now that could mean many things, but when, for example, if you go to Marrakesh, the city's full of different things. You see the souks, the main square, wherever you go there's something happening. Now it's very tempting to spend, say you're going for a 3-day short break or 4-night break, to spend most of your time in Marrakesh. Why not? It's easy, got lots of things to photograph. But really, if you explore the area, you find so much more before you get there. You can even write yourself an itinerary. There are apps that give you an itinerary for photographers. I've used one, and they highlight all the different areas. So explore the area, and if you've got enough time, when I went first to Marrakesh, I spent 10 nights in the country, in Morocco. So what I did, I spent 3 nights in Marrakesh, 3 nights in Razani, another town, and then 4 nights in the desert, in the Sahara. That was broken down to living 3 nights in a Berber's family house with them, living with them, talking with them, interacting, and 1 night in the sand dunes to see the sunrise and spend the night in complete silence under the stars with a nomad's camp. So explore as much as you can, and while one area might have so much to offer and it's tempting to stay in that one particular zone, it's worth exploring, because you'll come back feeling that you've achieved a lot more, even though it's easy to sit in one place, take loads of pictures. By exploring, you'll get so much difference, and that's what I just. Number 4. Now I know this myself. It's very tempting to take a long lens and take pictures of people from a distance. That's fine, but if you really want to get a picture, as Steve McCurry says, capture the soul of the person, you know, what you need to do is get a short lens. Robert Capa said, if your pictures aren't good enough, you're not close enough. Now, I remember the first couple of years when I started photography, I think it was 3 years actually, I had my Fuji X100. Now that's got a fixed 23mm lens, which in full frame turns is 35mm. That camera, and I loved it, that camera forced me to interact with people. I couldn't go from a distance and I had to go up close, and most importantly I had to ask permission. And then once you've asked permission, you often, if they're open to it, can get into a conversation and build that rapport against it. And then once you've done that, even if you have to pay a bit for the photo, you know you're going to get a good photograph. I often take environmental portraits, kind of a wide angle lens that's 23mm, and it's fantastic. Rather than just taking a picture of them with the person, which is fine, by getting up close you can also take an environmental portrait where they're interacting with their environment, where you can take, say it's a wood carver. I've got one particular example, just watching him do his work, or a blacksmith working with the iron. You know, there's so much, so get close, interact with them if you can, you'll get a much better portrait. It's always worked for me, I'm sure it'll work for you. Next tip, right, pack right and pack light. That's vital. If you're going to go to a country and travel around and move around with your camera gear, you want to pack it right. You don't want to be leaving half your photo gear at home because you in the hotel because you just realise you don't need it. What's the point? You might as well not bring it, and you might as well not, or alternatively, you don't want to be carrying all this gear on you that you don't use, and it's so heavy and it's dragging you down, and it really does bring you down when you've spent a whole day carrying heavy photo gear that you don't need. Now when you're traveling, often what you might need a light travel tripod, a camera, obviously, sometimes a couple of cameras. I can always carry 2, but they're mirrorless cameras, so you know they're small. That's why I changed from DSLR to mirrorless, because of the weight, and a couple of lenses. I don't often bring flashes. Sometimes I will bring a flash, but I feel that I'm going to do off-camera flash, but that's not often the case with my type of photography. So I'll have a few spare batteries, my cameras, a couple of lenses, and some cleaning gear. and maybe a plastic if it rains, you know, to protect and obviously a tripod or a monopod. That's all I like to take with me, and that makes sure that your gear is light, you can carry it around all day, and it even leaves space for some, because I'm medically tired, I have to take medication on with me, but I also need food, because I can't last 2 long hours without energy. I need to have, so I carry energy bars, glucose bars, and things that are going to help me last. Well, I can't manage all day, but if you were to manage all day, at least you're going to have some food packed with you to keep you that energy. And water, of course, always be hydrated. When you're photographing people and it's busy, it's very easy to want to just take photographs at one angle at standing height. That's great, but if you really want to change your photographs, make them unique or make them different, you need to take from different angles. Now that's not me being silly about lying on the floor in the middle of a souk marketplace where you're going to get run over by a donkey cart. No, it means just thinking safely, how can I get to different angles? Take this portrait, bending down, kneeling down, standing higher up. You know, you decide depending on the location. So shoot from different angles, it's important. My next tip is keep safe. Yes, photographs are always worth pushing the envelope to get your next photograph, but it's not worth risking your life or doing something stupid, bouncing on the edge of a cliff or anything like that. I've gone very close to the edge a couple of times, and in hindsight I realised that was stupid and I wouldn't do it again, because a little slip and you're off, and you're not doing the next photo trip because you're dead. As simple as that. So keep it sensible. You know, there's no need to risk your life. I know a lot of photographers do, there's lots of news stories where photographers being killed because he decided to photograph the train track with his staff, went just round the corner, didn't hear the train, it killed him and his assistant. It's just not worth it. So be sensible, keep safe, and keep yourself alive for your next trip. While this tip might not be for everyone, I particularly like to learn about things locally. What I mean is how I can help people locally. Sorry to mention again, because I'm medically retired now. For me, photography is important because I didn't know about or even think about photography before I was in work. But once I lost my career, it was a big struggle for me, and photography took me out of that. Well, let's just say I was feeling very low and finding it very hard to be without my career. For me, work was everything, and I lost that. So photography filled a big hole in my life and brought me back up. So for me, photography is about helping people. I don't do it as a profession to earn money. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't be able to health-wise do that. But what little I can do, I can help people. And when I went to India, I've sought out a local orphanage, an old people's home, took photographs of the residents, brought them back to England, did a small exhibition, raised money and sent it back to India, and now I do that every year. It's not for everyone, but for me, helping others with my photography is important. My last tip is going to be the golden hour. Right, I'm changing my way, being a lazy photographer in the past. I've always wanted to get up early for sunrise, but given my health issues and the pain that I feel in the morning, it's not always the case. But now I've decided that's not a good enough issue. So I'm not going to be a lazy photographer, I want to be a proactive one. So that means getting up early to catch the golden hour when it's in the morning, sunrise, catch that beautiful light and take portraits, photographs, whatever it is I want to take, landscapes, and then carry on for a few hours while you've got that good light, and then go back, take it easy, and then back out again for the sunset. That's a smart move. I think it is important to catch those two hours of the day when it's good light. That doesn't mean they're the only hours you need to have, but be out there if you can. If you can get up early, get out there for the early hours, the beautiful light. It's amazing what you can capture. I've done it when I was in Marrakesh, when I was out there for 10 days, but since then, India, the other countries, I've not really managed to do it. I've always allowed other circumstances, whether it be my health and pain, to overcome me, but not anymore. So if you want good portraits, good landscapes, go out there, catch the sunrise, have a break, catch the sunset, you won't regret it. So anyway, I hope those tips have been helpful to you. I will make sure that I use them myself, particularly the getting up early and timing it so I'm out there for the sunset. I hope they've helped you. I've enjoyed giving these tips out and interacting with you. Remember, if you like my videos, I'm trying to improve them. I've changed my lighting setup. Give me a thumbs up, do subscribe, tell me if you like the new lighting set, whether it's too bright or it's too well, it won't be too dark. I think I'm more on the edge of overexposing my background than underexposed. But let me know what you think. Give me a comment. I'd love to interact with you. So I'm Jean. This is Travel with Photography in a Click, and I'll see you on Sunday for another video. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Oh hi, I didn't see you there. Well, I hope you liked the video, and if you want all the updates and when new videos come out, please do subscribe. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.